Hi guys, I'm this is Gary Tan and this is Darren Lee. Today this video is about a case study of Thuan Bridge conducted by a student of Thuan University of Technology, Sarawak campus. We have the opportunity to do this case study by taking the subject of HES 5175 Cost Engineering under the supervision of our lecturer, Mr. Goh Wee Ping.
The phases for this project are divided into 4 phases, and the total duration for all these 4 phases are 74 months. And for phase 1, based on our assumptions, we give it 1 month because there's nothing much about phase 1. Basically, just site studies and site investigation, which is very easy. So 1 month is enough for it. And the second one is phase 2, which took about duration of 15 months. In phase 2, all the investigation, the data from the investigation are further analyzed so that we can determine whether this project is economically viable, socially or environmental friendly. And phase 3 took about 16 months. Basically, phase 3 is all about money, cost of money, because in phase 3 they have to find the best tender for this project, and they have to audit the project and see who can offer the lowest price for the project. And finally, phase 4, which is the longest duration. Phase 4 has consumed about 42 months, and phase 4 is mainly all about construction work. The duration and activities for all these construction works are clearly stated and tabulated in our report. And the next is my problem. The problem that I faced during my part is I was confused about everything, basically everything. I don't know about anything, and I did a lot of research and assumption based on the internet research, and I used the WBS, the word breakdown structure, to break down all the activities and duration, and I tabulate them and I tabulated in our report, and that's it.
Based on the given information which are limited, we are to prepare and to propose the preliminary project schedule and the preliminary project cost estimate for Thuan Bridge. These objectives can only be achieved by taking a few crucial steps with research and identification. So I'm going to introduce to you about what is Thuan Bridge. Thuan Bridge is an existing outstanding bridge which has been a centerpiece of Australian bilateral aid program. It has also become a powerful symbol of the bright future for the development of Vietnamese people, besides showing the existing bonds of these two countries, Australia and Vietnam. So, for the preliminary project cost estimate, based on the information given by our lecturer, phase 4 is done by using 90 million Australian dollars. So for our assumption, we treat phase 4 90 million Australian dollars at first as 100%. And as recommended by our lecturer, the previous 3 phases will be about 50 to 25% of our 90 million Australian dollars. So with that, we can find out each cost for the 3 phases based on those specifications, and we'll total up the amount with the total amount. And after we calculate for the total amount, we assume it as 100% again. And based on each amount of each phases, we distribute the percentage of this 100% in each phases. Of course, for phase 4, it has the highest percentage for the total amount, the total cost estimate. That's it.
Due to the limitations of the SureTrack program, only 25 key issues was identified for this assignment. The key issues which was identified was tabulated in another table with the duration that is in months and 5 working days format. All this data was generated based on the data that's given by Darren in his WBS structure. And moving into the PERT diagram, most of the activities are going through the finish to start structure, and each activity is following one after the other. aside from the selection of suitable firms, invitation of price tender, and the accessing the tenderers, which is done after the reviewing of project preparations. The other one will be the site establishment, sourcing and transportation of materials, and the procurement of materials, which is done after the provision of all drawings to the contractors. Mobilization of specialists, protection works, and earthworks will be done right after the site establishment. And right after that will be the major piling activities, piles for approach, and the construction of bulkheads. It is decided that the site operations, supervision, and the managing of training will be done throughout the construction stage. The problems faced for shear track, one of the problems is of course the limitations of the software itself, since it can only accommodate around 25 critical activities. And so far our group is unable to set the critical path for the activities. However, we are able to set it by inputting the duration and have the early start date and early finish date generated from the shear track software itself. As a conclusion, we are able to succeed in providing a preliminary project schedule for my Thuan Bridge project using shear track and other computer softwares. Thank you.